Adobe Creative Cloud Sync is shutting down. Don't get caught with your pants down. It's time to move your files now. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much once again joining me for tea time. Today we have a little bit of fireside. So good. So good. I hope you're joining me with your cup of tea, maybe a cup of coffee, hanging out, talking tech, talking photo, talking video. Today is a tech day. We're going to be talking about Adobe. You know, I'm not a fan of Adobe. I am the guy that came out with life after Adobe, cutting the cord way back about 4, 5, 6 years. I don't know, it's been a long time, right? Where I went cold turkey, got rid of Adobe completely and said, you know what, that's the end of it. I don't need to continuously pay you in perpetuity. There are alternatives. And that's what I did. I brought you guys along with me on that journey. Once again, life after Adobe, cutting the cord. I put together a playlist. Maybe I'll put it right here. You can go and check that out. Anyways, today we're going to be talking about Adobe changing their policy up. They're getting rid of completely the Adobe Creative Cloud Sync, right? So you cannot put your files in the cloud, let's say with Adobe, and then access them throughout all of your devices, let's say, from your office, from your home, from anywhere. Right? You're not going to be able to do that anymore. The main PSA that I want to bring to your attention here is that you need to be vigilant and pull your files. Anything that's important that is currently in the Creative Cloud Sync setup, get them out of there. All right? Move them. All right? If that's all that you get from this video, it's good enough. But I'm going to get into an article. I read like 2 or 3. One of them sounded pretty decent that I wanted to bring to your attention. They really brought out some of the points. I want to go through that. And then I want to give you my commentary on it. And then I'm going to give you exactly alternatives, what you can do in comparison to using Adobe's Creative Cloud Sync going forward. And I think this is going to help a lot of you guys. I really do. Anyways, before I get into this, I want to say that if you haven't downloaded any of my books as of yet, they're free. Go check them out. Go over to JCristina.com/books. Once again, JCristina.com/books. If you get anything out of this video at all, throw it a thumbs up. That'd be awesome. Subscribe to the channel if you are not. And if you are subscribed, click this little button over here. So when I go live or when a new video comes out, you will be notified of it immediately. Also, if you just want to say thank you for all of my hard work, there's a little thank you button down here. Give $1 or $2 if you like. If not, it's fine. Consider becoming a member of the channel. That would be even better. Anyways, let's get right into this. I don't want to get this video too long. I'm trying to keep these videos short. Some people are like, yeah, you run on and on and on and on and on. You know, that ADD. Anyways, let's get into this article. It says Adobe will be pulling the plug on its Creative Cloud syncing early next year. Starting February 1st, 2024, Adobe will begin to discontinue Creative Cloud synced files for all free and paid personal users. It gets better. After October 1st, 2023, new users will not have any access to file syncing. The company said, however, that users associated with Creative Cloud for Enterprise or Creative Cloud for Teams business account will not be affected. So what does this mean for the rest of us mere mortals who use Creative Cloud? Well, to start out with, what exactly is Creative Cloud? They get into saying that Adobe Creative Cloud lets you save files on a local device, let's say a personal desktop or laptop, for example, and then once saved to the cloud, you can sync those images and other devices, such as an iPad, which would let you access and modify those same files from anywhere. Basically, it gives you the ability to take your information that you're working on. It could be audio, video, it could be any type of photo or whatever, put it into the cloud, have it on one computer, and then it goes into the cloud. And now any of your computers, could be an iPad, another computer, maybe at your house, maybe at another office, maybe a teammate that is working with you on something, collaborating, whatever. It doesn't matter if they're in your location or another location across the world, they can still access those files. That's the whole idea about it. So they continue by saying, I used to find it quite useful when switching between editing on my desktop computer and a more portable iPad using mobile apps. The mobile apps for Photoshop as well as Lightroom are now incredibly powerful, and it was nice to be able to access the files on these portable devices without having to worry about carrying an external hard drive. Once again, like I said, you can access the files right here where I'm sitting. You could also access them in another country or in another location of any sort and on multiple devices, which is really, really powerful. The article continues by saying, after Adobe cans the cloud syncing, we will no longer have the freedom to work in this manner. This is actually a huge shame, particularly as a subscription for Adobe Suite is not exactly cheap. Exactly. Like I said, you're leasing this. It is something that you pay monthly or yearly in perpetuity forever. You don't own it ever. You're renting it. You're leasing it. I hate it. That's why I dumped it. Hence, life after Adobe cutting the cord. So what exactly does Adobe say to do? I'm glad you asked. Adobe says that you will not lose any of the files that you have in your Adobe Cloud folder. Sure. However, from February 2024, files in the cloud folder will no longer be available across multiple devices. If you want to continue working with files across different devices, Adobe recommends using a third-party cloud storage solution. You see what they're doing here, right? They don't want to host your file. They don't want to keep them. They don't want your information. They don't want the liability. I shouldn't say liability because they really have none. If you read the TOS or their terms of service, basically if they lose your data, you're just out of luck. Don't come to us, all right? That's just the way it is. So the article finalizes with, Adobe seems to insist that you won't lose any of your photos or documents. However, I will be backing up my files anyways, just in case. Smart guy here, smart guy. Because we know this has happened with many, many cloud storage companies. In their TOS, they always say, listen, we are not liable. Don't come to us if you lose your stuff, or if we lose your stuff, even better. This is the way it's always been. And when you click okay, because you didn't read the 86 pages in the TOS, once again, you're out of luck. So this has been happening for a long time, all right? It's not just Adobe, it was Canon even. Canon lost a lot of people's files in their Canon cloud nonsense. And at the time I said, don't do it, guys, don't do it. Don't trust people. Don't trust the cloud. One day it's going to rain and all of your data is going to come raining out. Don't do it. People still do it. They're like, I lost everything. Well, you're an idiot. Don't do that. Anyways, there are some alternatives. I looked up some alternatives for you, right? So some people want to just keep paying because they just love paying in perpetuity, right? So I looked up those alternatives. You can go with iDrive. I looked that up. I used as a 5 terabyte as a mean, like as an average, right? 5 terabytes I think was a good amount, let's say. So 5 terabytes with iDrive is going to cost you $60 for the year. If you use Backblaze, there's a lot of people that use Backblaze. They love Backblaze. It's going to cost you about $300 a year for that same 5 terabytes. Now, if you go with Dropbox, we know a lot of people love Dropbox. That's going to be about $180 for the year. Okay, give or take. When you watch this video, those prices are going to change maybe a little bit. So don't hold me to it. Go and do your own due diligence and look it up. But that's the basis, right? That's about how much it is. But for me, I would say don't do any of it. I don't. How do I not? How do I have all of my data on a server somewhere and then have perfect access, full access with any device, not only with any device, but in any location here in the studio, or if I'm in New York traveling, or if I'm in LA, or if I'm in Las Vegas, for example, at a conference, I have access to all of my files. How do I do that? Well, if you guys remember, I wrote a book. I always tell you about it. So, matter of fact, I have a copy of it right here, right? How to create a digital Fort Knox, backing up your digital life. This was very important to me, and that's why I documented it in this book, and I taught you how to do it. Basically, I created an unraid server. I created my own server. Now you can go buy them. I would say not. I created this unraid server basically for free. That's all I had to do was buy the hard drives because the unit was actually a computer that was about 12 years old that was sitting in the heat in the garage for many, many, many years. Once again, 12-year-old computer. It has been running now for over 2.5 years. 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, never off, never a problem. All of my data is backed up, 40, 50, 60 terabytes of data. It sits there and I have full access to it. Now, you say, well, how do you have access to it? I understand that it's local and you have all your data local, that's fine, but how do you have access to all this data now? Well, you know, I always talk about the pure VPN and getting your own static IP address and doing port forwarding and all this crap, right? I talk about that. Well, that's how I do it. With Starlink or many other service providers, you don't get a static IP. Well, you need one, right? So I get a static IP. It costs like $3, $2, $3 or something a month. I have my own static IP address for that server. Now that's pretty safe because I only have that IP address, so I can tunnel into that server from anywhere. That's pretty good. But then what I do is I use a VPN to make it even more secure, so only I have access to that server. There's more safeguards involved. So we have a VPN, we have a static IP address, and all my data is sitting on that server. And that is it. It's all there. I don't need to pay anybody to host my data. It's there. I can use it at high speeds of interaction between it through Ethernet, or if I'm out and about somewhere, I still have access to all of that data using this server from an IP or through a VPN, through a tunnel that no one else has access to but me. And I don't have to pay someone $300 every year, $180 every year, or whatever to host my data, to store my data, for them to lose one day and now I don't have access to it at all. Right? So host your own data. Don't put it in the cloud. The only thing I would put into the cloud is a backup of a backup of a backup. Extra redundancy. So if you want to, let's say, build this, right, and stick that in a corner somewhere and all of your data is sitting on this Unraid server and you have access through a VPN, through a static IP, that's great. And then you want to take that, as I do, and shuttle it off into the cloud through like an AWS or some other type of low-cost cold storage in the cloud. That's okay, because now it's like a backup of a backup of a backup. Who cares? If they lose it, it's all right. I have it here, right? I have it here. I also have another backup, which is a real archival backup that I put into another location in case of a fire. You should always have 3 backups. And if you don't, you have a problem, right? 1 is none. 2 is 1. 3 is preferred. Keep that in mind. Anyways, guys, if you're still here, listen, you know, I always say, go and check out my free books, go over to JCristina.com/books, all this stuff. Well, guess what? If you go to JCristina.com/books, you're going to get the prologue to this for free. Go and check it out. Read through it. Read about it. If it's something that you want to do, then pick up the book. You can buy it on Amazon. You can buy it on my site, whatever. But check out the prologue to see if it's easy enough, which it really is, for you to be able to do, and then build your own. Trust me. Trust me. I did it. I'm not like some guru. It is very easy to do, and I walk you through it in this book, step by step by step. I handhold you. Okay, go pick up that prologue. Also, if you want one of those static IP addresses like what I use Pure VPN. They provided me with a code, JCristina, the name of the show, right? JCristina, and you'll get 15 additional % off. They're already like 50, 60, 70% off they have right now. Something crazy. They got a really big discount going on right now. Anyways, go to JCristina.com/VPN. Once again, JCristina.com/VPN and JCristina.com/books. Go pick these up. It is free. Check it out. Let me know if you like it. If you don't like it, that's fine. It is free. If you do like it, pick up the book. So, do not trust the cloud. Like I said from the beginning, the cloud will one day storm and all of your data will come trickling out of it and you will end up with nothing. If you want to use the cloud, use it as a backup to a backup of a backup, and that is it. Do not trust it. Here's an example, all right? They say you're going to keep your data, it's going to be there, but you just can't use it on Don't trust them. Do not trust them as far as you can throw them. Anyways, I hope you got some value out of this video. If you have, throw it a thumbs up. That'd be awesome. And finally, head over to my website, JCristina.com, where you can find all the photography tools I've invented for you and me over the years. And hopefully there's something there that you might like. And if there is, please pick it up and support me and my family. That's it, guys. I'm out of here for another vlog. Many blessings to you and your family. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you in the next one. Love you all.